Welcome to the Power of Your Voice podcast with your host, Johnny Gorky. You have the power to overcome challenges and fears. Let my voice and the voice of many others show you how to transform these challenges into opportunities. To learn more about future podcasts and read episode show notes, check out my website at www.thepowerofyourvoice.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Power of Your Voice podcast. This is episode 52. I've been gone for a while. I just got to be honest with you guys. With so much craziness going on in the world for a while, I got kind of caught up in that whole thing with these videos and just social media and, just a little stress, anxiety, and all that kind of stuff. Sure some of you guys probably can relate to that kind of stuff, and it's just realize this is just not good for my mental health. And to be honest with you, I needed to take a little break from social media. I'm definitely active on Instagram, but like Facebook and all that, and just I had to take away. So we've done some family vacations, spent some time together, and I kind of went back to my old ways and thinking, what are some things that make me happy? One thing that I've always enjoyed doing is working with my hands. So, I invite for any of you guys who might be going through a challenging time, think of things that really bring you joy, whatever that might be. Could be playing games, could be reading books, could be going for a walk, whatever that might be. Think about that stuff, and, I definitely invite you to go back and start doing that stuff again, because those are the things that make you happy. They're great ways to relieve stress and anxiety and all that kind of stuff, and just to escape from some of the craziness that we're currently going through in this world. Definitely reach out to friends and family, people that you can have these deep conversations, and just to always check in with people. I think checking in with people that who really matter and mean a lot to you in your life, though, these are the times to really reach out to those people. I know sometimes I can do this on my own. You know what, you need help, you need support, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong, especially as guys. I know my past, sometimes like what, I can do everything on my own, I'll be fine, I don't need anybody. No, what, needing people, it's not a weakness. There's nothing wrong with talking to people, let them know how you feel. Anyways, I was just going to share a couple things with you guys real quick. So I want to say back in, around March, you remember you go to the store and like a lot of things are running out. And one of the things I started doing is I got some of this dry active yeast to start making bread. And I was like, I've always wanted to learn how to make bread. And, hey, right now is the perfect time, right? Go to stores, you can't find bread. Now, at this moment, we don't really have bread shortages in any way. But I was like, what, let me learn how to make bread at that time, because, I wasn't able to find any. And I started making bread with that instant dry yeast. It just, wasn't. The first couple loaves turned out really well. Then the active yeast, I don't know what I did, but somehow I killed it. And I'm like, what? I suck at making bread. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And I was like, what? I was about to quit. I gotta be honest with you. I was like, what? There's a reason why I've been going to the store and buying bread and not making it myself. But I was like, what? Let me try one more time. So I was able to find this old sourdough starters, some stuff I got online from this lady. Her grandmother, she's like 91 years old or something, lives in San Francisco Bay, California, and she's had this stuff since she's been like in her 20s. And apparently this stuff has been around. This particular starter was around for like over, I think, close to like 200 years. It's been around for a long time. Anyways, I put this starter together, it's been working really well, and now he started making his sourdough bread, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So now for the past over a month now, I've been making sourdough bread. Literally, we have not been buying any bread at all. None. We use it for like breakfast and eggs. We use it to make sandwiches. We have 3 kids, so we now use sourdough bread to make like grilled cheese sandwiches, those kind of things. Like say maybe you want to have some bread and some tomato soup or something. Oh my gosh, sourdough bread, it is incredible. And I've been sharing it with friends and family and our neighbors. I've been giving them loaves. I'm trying different types. Like sometimes I make rosemary, sometimes I make basil, garlic. I'm just playing around. And some people have been telling me like, man, this bread is so good. You need to start like your own bread business. So that's one of the things I'm working on now. I don't know exactly how that's going to look. I have to figure out a way to do that. But I tell you guys, for any of you who listen to this, there may be something that you've always wanted to do. You just, I don't have the time. Well, for some of you, you probably still have more time than you've ever had. I invite you, if there's something you've been wanting to do, we don't know how long we're going to be around. We have no idea how long we're going to live. So you know what? I invite you, start it now. Maybe you can't throw yourself in 100% at the moment. That's okay. Maybe this is something you could do in a week, and I don't know exactly, what your situation is, but I invite you, do something that you really, really love and you're passionate about, because you never know. And sometimes, just like I was saying earlier with the bread, sometimes you might start doing something, and it might not work out that well. But then something else will happen, and you're like, you know what? This isn't working out. Let me switch gears around, and hey, you'll do something else like I did with the sourdough bread. I never intend to make sourdough bread. I mean, that's not something that I plan on doing. I was going to use this dry active yeast. It just didn't turn out, but I'm glad it didn't turn out, because had it not, I would have never discovered sourdough bread. And it's interesting because, to be honest with you, most stores I've ever shopped at, they don't sell sourdough bread. It is a lot of work, but once you've made dozens and dozens and dozens of loaves, I've got to the point now it doesn't really take me that long to make it, because I've made so many loaves now, and I absolutely love it, and it's a great gift to give to friends and family. But anyways, I just want to share that with you guys. I've also started making kombucha. I'm into health, so one of the things I absolutely love drinking is kombucha. But for any of you guys who are listening, if you ever gone to the grocery store and ever purchased it, usually like a little bottle that's like 16 ounces can cost you as much as like $3. It's not cheap, especially if you want to drink 2, 3, 4 a week. And I'm like, you know what? I've always thought it might be interesting to start making it myself, but I don't know. I don't have the time. I got all this other stuff to do. I was like, you know what? Let me try. Now I'm making 2 gallons of it a week. So it's like, hey, man, this stuff is really, really good. Now I no longer have a need to make bread. I no longer have a need to buy kombucha. So now I'm making it myself. I started to do what I really love to do, which is gardening. And there's some projects I've been wanting to do for the longest time. One of them is painting my house. I've been wanting to do this for the past 3 years, but I've just never had any time to do it, and I'm actually almost done with it, so I'm extremely proud of that. So yeah, I just invite you to do some things. Know that it's okay to take a break from social media. It is okay to take breaks in life, as long as you keep on moving forward. I'm super excited. I have a lot of podcasts I've already recorded that will be released in the next couple of weeks, so I'm super excited about that. I know you guys are going to absolutely love them. They're really, really good. But yeah, I just wanted to stop on here real quick, share with you what's going on in my life, and let you know that, you know what? It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to sit back, relax, and go back to the things that you really, really enjoy, and to find new things that you might be passionate about that you just may not even be aware of it. There's new skill sets that you can constantly learn. I've been supporting other people with their podcasts, helping them out with that, so I'm super excited and very proud of that. And these are things that would have never learned how to do had I've never started this podcast. So I'm I'm very thankful that I'm able to help other people and support them in sharing positivity in the world, especially now. It's incredibly important that we get as much positivity as possible, because this has nothing to do with politics. But if you look at news, doesn't matter what channel you listen to, it's just so much negativity, and it gets to the point where it just sucks you in like a leech and just drains a person. I've actually allowed that to get to me. For about a week or so, I was watching news. It's like, it just pulls you in, it sucks you, it drains a person. It's very draining. So if you are watching news, if you're watching the news, going online, watching all these videos, there's some things you can do and there's some things you can't do. But if it's not going to serve you any good, if it's not going to help you in anything, why continue to allow this stuff to completely suck you dry, your soul? It's just not good. All this negativity, and one thing that, and I kind of go back to like some of my previous jobs and stuff like that. It's like, how many times have you had conversations to somebody and they're talking about something negative, and then you're like, oh my gosh, then you're going to other people and you're like, oh my God, did you hear this and this and this and that happened? And it doesn't help us in any way. It doesn't serve us. It's not doing us any good. So I invite you guys to stay positive, find new skill sets, learn new things, and you never know, it might become a new business for you. Anyways, I love you guys. Thanks again for listening to the Power of Your Voice podcast. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your week, and love you guys, and thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Johnny here. Thank you for listening to the Power of Your Voice podcast. I would absolutely love to get your feedback on this episode and how it impacted you. Reach out to me on Instagram by sending a direct message to username Voice Podcast. If someone in your life could benefit from this episode, share it with them, and check out thepowerofyourvoice.com to read blogs on each podcast episode and learn more about what was discussed. And please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This lets me know you find this show valuable, and thank you for listening.